Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of my streaming commentary series. This is volume 2 of what is going to be a little bit of a experimental commenting on my own gameplay footage sort of video series. In the series I'll be playing Albion Online and working on the journal and the Destiny board grind. This is going to be a long-term project, but I'm happy if for some reason you are along for the ride. Today we start off with the regular a bunch of farming to get our specs up. We're still in the 50, 60, 30 range for most of the crops, and I can always stomach about 2 or 3 islands at the beginning before, before I need to do something else. Right here, I am dealing with some older orders that came in and that I decided to either relist or, just get rid of because it was still part of the 10 million items achievement that you need for the economics category. The other thing I'm doing is buying some carrots for Fort Sterling. This is right now in Limhurst, but the idea is to buy them for 330, 350 to move to Fort Sterling, because here the carrot price is higher due to the demand of the lumber mills that have carrot soup as their favorite food. So there's a base trade here that is probably always going to be profitable. So because Limhurst has the bonus to growing carrots, Fort Sterling right next door has the bonus to making wood. It's beneficial to buy carrots in Limhurst, move them to Fort Sterling, and so far as to what I've seen, the price difference is always, on the buy side 320, 300 even in Limhurst for carrots, and then in Fort Sterling you have carrots selling for like 400, which is a pretty good margin. So here I'm moving a bunch over that I've bought over the last few days, and yeah, I'm currently running a bunch of lumber mills in Fort Sterling because I still need the collect 1 billion silver from city plots achievement. You can see it on the right side there, 371 million out of 1 billion. Yeah, and my main character has has cooking maxed out, so buying them in Limhurst, moving them over, making them into soups comes down to a cost per carrot soup or per nutrition essentially to like 250 or something like that, and the price on the buildings for the soup or for the nutrition is like at 300-ish. Yeah, the TLDR of these shops is that it's right now not profitable to run these. The 300 price that you can earn on the lumber mills is not going to be worth it. It's been like that forever. Basically, the way you make profit with buildings is that you own a building of the crafter type you have. So if you have somebody who or if you have a character that has spec in refining planks and you own a lumber mill and then you have 10 of these characters, then infrastructure starts to make sense. If you're relying on the public foot traffic, in almost all cases it's a very tough kind of math. You're essentially bargaining or gambling rather for a lucky day, a lucky effect. So that would be, for example, a bonus activity of 10-20% where you can jack up the fees to maximum, where maybe you're running into a cycle where somebody buys your plot later on at the end of the cycle. Maybe you got the plot for cheap, or maybe you're in a guild that pays for the plot. So as a strategy for making money, plots is not really the greatest money maker at this point, but you know, I need the achievement, so why not? And still, there's going to be an attempt to look at some more numbers over the course of the series, specifically with food. One, because I still need like what 600 mil to collect, so that's going to be another month or two. It took me about 1 month so far to get to 380 with what 7-8 buildings, which also haven't had the greatest traffic. So yeah, in the rest of the series, I'll probably have some more content in that sense, where we look at buildings and income and revenue and so on. Yeah, the other thing that I'm doing, you can see on the right side, earn 10 million fame and solo lethal mists. So I'm going from Brazilian through the portal, but I'm combining it with the tracking. So I go to a random road. Here, of course, I get crazy lucky. I go into a mist, I clear it, and then there's nothing much else to do, and I come out and boop. It respawns a legendary mist right there and then. I was surprised that they apparently can spawn as legendary. I thought they level up over time, but no, apparently mists can spawn as a legendary rarity. And then here in the tier 8 mist itself, I'm happy to progress my gathering. I would try and avoid any fight that I run into. Yeah, getting spec on gathering is just so much more valuable for me at this point. After the maintenance then, we come back for a little bit and do some more roads. We do the tracking. I'm at this point in time, I think not even tier 6. So I'm looking at basically doing any of the solo tracking mobs that I can, and yeah, just enjoying the safety of the roads, because there's almost nobody else here. I'm playing at between 8 and 10 UTC on the America server there, so there's a very low population on top of that. Yeah, just struggling around with a bunch of mobs and doing my thing. Here I hit one of the resource mobs that have 312 in them. It's one of the best gathering things you can do. You're going to see this quite a few times over the course of the series where I hit these, and it's, in my opinion, still the best thing you can do for gathering. As for the rest, for the chests, I will probably look into these at some other point. I haven't quite looked at the rest of the Mist's achievements, honestly. I mean the road, sorry. Because I know that there's a bunch of group content related to them, so I've decided to get to them like a little bit later. Here, this is a deep roads. You can see it's a beautiful spawn with tier 8 resources. Unfortunately, you can't solo these. So it's... The way you get to these zones is by, from Brazilian, going into the portal. Then you're looking for a guild zone where you can plant hideouts down. And then from there, you usually can get into these deep roads that have the tier 7, tier 8 spawns. But here I, again, get lucky and get a, tier 7, tier 8 mist again. So I'm happy about that. Doing some faming. Overall, I'm not the greatest PvP enjoyer, right? So this is sort of a grind, and I'm more happy about the gathering fame than anything else I get at this point. And then we go right back to back. I think I wanted to stop at this point and just be like, yeah, let's finish up the session, but then I get another one and another one and another one. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do this. Get some nice fame. Here I think I'm failing at the spider. Yeah, I just give up. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, and then I hit just another rare one, and it's another 2/7. I got lucky on the wisp, so there's no competition there. It's it's like, yo, what the I and then we even get the griffin. I don't know if you saw it there, but that is one of the rare mobs in the mists that dropped the special artifacts for the armors, and the one we got there was for the face scale robe. So that was pretty nice. I think these are like 500,000. And that was my session. Shout out to everybody who saw the date. It is actually the one that happened before volume 1, but it's a different, it was a longer session, and I liked the recording of the previous one. So I just picked that. All right, and then with that said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for a new commentary tomorrow. Have a good day.